gives him the lead for the moment. But Manuel Bilaris of Australia is highly fancied here. And then immediately starts to generate some height. Oh, he's going higher than anyone we've seen so far. Big 540. Oh, he's gone. Down but not out. This is the problem, though, when he lands right in the middle, at the bottom of the pipe. He has to waste time getting his rhythm back, getting the speed back that allows him to get the height. Oh, that looked like it might have hurt a bit. Has been injured a bit in the last couple of years. Broke his back jumping out of a train, would you believe? He's a bit of an all-action hero, this guy, but I don't think he's going to win the competition here, although he should take the lead away from Akira Sakai. Invert to fakie, followed by 540 with a grab. That one he got a bit hung up on and over he went. Comes back now for his second run. Drops down the extension. And again, begins with a lot of height.
25 foot here.
This is better. Oh, lovely stuff from Manuel Bilaris. He saved his best until last. Nice invert. Good technical tricks. He's getting the grinds together a little better in this run than he did in the first. There's another one. And he's using the entire width of the ramp right up onto the near edge this time. He almost came off. It's a big wide ramp though. I'm amazed though that nobody's really used the other side of the ramp on the far side of the extension there. I'm sure we'll see some of that a little later, but there are some good transfer opportunities there which will score highly. Manuel Bilaris with the nose pick, which was in the middle of a 540, and that gives him a score of 78.6, which is enough to take the lead with the two best after the preliminaries, Rune Hulgren and Sam Fogarty still to come. Here's Hulgren's first run. Oh, what a start from the Dane. Huge air. Oh, and he's really pulling out all the stops now. And the crowd getting right behind him. Technical tricks mixed in as well. Nice invert. Hulgren really giving it everything. I spoke too soon. Down he goes, and he's lost time. Now he's going to have to really use a lot of energy getting the speed and rhythm back together. Look how much time and energy he wastes before he can even get back up to the top to drop in. Now he's going over to the far side. The first time we've seen a skater on the very far side of the ramp beyond the extension. Is he going to transfer? He is. With a grind, beautifully done. That was a rocket fishbrain grind, for those of you that are interested. But he's lost his rhythm, hasn't he? Concentration gone. He came out with such an impact. And he's kind of lost his way a bit. And he hasn't really got much time left. I think that's the end of the first run. Indeed it is. We'll have a look at one or two of the highlights as he gets set for his second run. That was the transfer into the rocket fishbrain. Goodness knows where the name rocket fishbrain came from, but that's what it's called. And Hulgren drops in again and starts to fly immediately. Hulgren really stitching it together better this time. Again, the kiss of death, and over he went. This is hugely disappointing for him because it's obvious to see that he's certainly got the talent to win this competition. He's got so much style and ability, which he's shown at the beginning of both his runs, and then halfway through, Just seems to lose his concentration. Goes for the rocket fish brain again. Just doesn't stick this time though. No, and it's all gone horribly wrong for Rune Hulgren. Let's have a look at some of the highlights rather than the lowlights though, and that was amazing. So Hulgren, 78.4 puts him into second with just Sam Fogarty to come.
You know, the crowd loves it. You know what?
Sam Fogarty's second run. After the break, we'll see Yasutoko, Takeshi Yasutoko of Japan, Tom Fry and Eito Yasutoko, the Yasutoko brothers, highly fancied for this one. But Fogarty, the highest ranked of the competitors we've seen so far in this stage of the competition. Chasing a score of 78.6 held by Manuel Bilaris. Fogarty goes out. He's got about 20 seconds left, so he'll want to use that as much as he can. Sapping his energy away though, having to walk up the steps with his skates on. Now he's dropping in on the far side of the ramp, so we can expect to see the gap transfer. If he leaps over the extension, yeah, that's nice from Sam Fogarty. Sam Fogarty keeping the crowds entertained. He might not win the competition, but he looks set to take the lead at this stage, and this was a brilliant start. Up over the extension, and a nice 540 to finish. 81.2 for Sam Fogarty. After the break, the climax of the inline vert competition featuring the Yasutoko brothers. Stay with us. Take a look at Takeshi Yasutoko of Japan. He can really fly for a man who's only 14 years of age. Yasutoko can really turn it on. And he's looking for a place in the X Games proper, and he's well on his way. Look at this, faultless so far. Still got his brother Eito to come as well, and Tom Fry of Australia waiting in the wings too. Nice grind. Backside unity grind that was. So he's showing good skill on the coping and in the air. Went a little bit too far there. Goes for the 720. 50 seconds, remember, per run. He's losing a little bit of time because he's just knee-high to a grasshopper. It takes him a little bit of time to get back to the top, longer than the others. But he's certainly a favourite with the crowd. Went for the 720 and nailed it at the end of his run. This was how he started. It's called the Brainless. And the 540 to finish. Now, the second run for Takeshi Yasutoko. Drops in from the highest point of the ramp on the extension and starts to get maximum altitude. Crowd right behind him, cheering him through every move. Good 540, followed by the Brainless. Similar in many ways to his first run, but he's just skating with a bit more confidence. I can't remember a mistake at all in this second run from Yasutoko. And it's a huge ramp for someone of his size. Beautifully done. 5 seconds, that's all that's left. I'm not sure he's got anything more to give, but he's thoroughly enjoyed himself. 2 excellent runs for Takeshi Yasutoko. And his glasses haven't even steamed up. Look at that. 7:20. And then the brainless, as it's called. And his score is 82.4. 82.4 for Takeshi Yasutoko. It's enough to give him the lead with 2 to go, and the first of those is Australia's Tom Fry. Tom Fry on top of his game. Oh, has he hurt himself? Grabbed his wrist, and the crowd looking a little concerned, but well, he's luckily in some ways that it happened at the start of his routine, so at least he's got time to regroup psychologically and get set and really cram in the tricks in the second part of his first run. But he's letting the time slip by. He's the most experienced of all the competitors taking part here at the Asian X Games in inline vert. And he knows exactly what he's got to do now.
Just the 1 run counts this run, so it was still 1 run chance.
50 seconds can be an awful long time in this sort of heat that we've got here in Phuket. 85% humidity, a roasting 39 degrees, and you can just see how much he's sweating. And he's using the ramp fully. First and best competitor we've seen so far in using the ramp for its entire width. That's the end of his first run. Won't be too badly scored because there was plenty in there despite the early mistake. 82.4 is the target for Tom Fry. 82.4 is held by Takeshi Yasutoko as Tom Fry drops in for his second run. 2 runs to amass 1 score. And this looks better. Nice alley-oop air. And he's really putting it together well now, the Australian. Now he goes the opposite direction with some unnatural grinds and a double grind. That was unusual. Uses the transfer well, leaps from one side of the ramp to the other. And this will score him very highly. Nice invert. And another one. The hand plants. Very important. And will score him highly. Unity grind. That's the one where you cross your feet on the coping. Tom Fry with a faultless second run. Nothing wrong with this at all. And it's had so much in it as well. And this looks like the new leader, Tom Fry of Australia, will surely move into top position with just Aito Yasutoko, the older brother of the Yasutoko family, to come. 1 or 2 of the highlights from Tom Fry's second run. And 88 dead. Tom Fry leads with just Aito Yasutoko to come, and here he is.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
He's high up on the top of the extension. The crowd getting right behind him, and Aito gets going. He's come here to win. He wants to go to the X Games. Massive start from Aito Yasutoko. Beautiful stuff from the older of the 2 brothers. This is fantastic. Flat spin 540, and now he's really digging deep into his repertoire, pulling out all the stops. He's worked so hard for this competition, and he's streets ahead of everybody else. Wonderful stuff from Aito Yasutoko. The amplitude at the beginning of that run was formidable. And he's way ahead at this stage. Still got a second run to come as well. Look at that, he just went skyward. Some of these tricks are original to Eito Yasutoko. He's invented them, he has the right to name them. Now the second run, and he's exploded into this one. 720. Every single big trick he does just gets the crowd right behind him. Eggplant McTwist, that's called. Oh, wow. There's no telling which way he's going to spin and twist when he takes off. It's so unpredictable, so unique and original, so much better than everybody else. He is in a league of his own, and he's milking this for all it's worth. Eito Yasutoko, surely now about to be crowned as the champion of the Asian X Games. And well deserved. He's loved every minute of it. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Every trick, you expect him to go one way and he goes the other. You expect him to do something and he does something else. A truly remarkable run from Eito Yasutoko, whose score is coming through 92.8. He's the champion of the Asian X Games by a mile. What a display from Eito Yasutoko, who wins the X Games in Asia, ahead of Tom Fryer with younger brother Takeshi, in third ahead of Fogarty and Bilaris. Haldren, the only European involved. Apart from that, it's all Australia and Japan. So